Hey all, welcome to ShareTrek. This is Raj here, friends. Today is going to be the second HIV video that I promised you around the EBT combination. Last time we spoke about EBT and CCR5 suppression. Today is going to be EBT 101 and MOGS gene suppression. I'll explain to you whatever I have understood. I'm still studying this exciting new information. I think it's a 4 or 5 page publication. And many of the things are beyond my understanding, so I'm reading up. But I have an overall understanding, which I'm going to present to you today. It's very, very encouraging and a very smart and elegant method for controlling HIV based on what I have read. So without further delay, let's get started. Welcome back, friends. So I'm going to explain how this combination is going to work. There is this process called as glycosylation of the HIV-1 envelope protein, which is an essential step in HIV construction. So it constructs the vehicle or the cover or the shell of HIV inside which the HIV RNA is safely protected while it is transported from one cell to infect another cell. So this is a process where the sugar molecules are added to the protein that forms the outer layer of the HIV-1 virus. This process is important for the virus to form properly and to enter the human cells. If it is not formed properly, the RNA inside will be compromised by the body because the body will get access to the RNA in a hostile environment. It's also already known that mutations in the gene encoding MOGS cause the rare congenital disorder of glycosylation type 2, CDG-2. And remarkably, people with this disorder have no clinical evidence of recurring viral infections. So cells derived from people with CDG2 show markedly reduced susceptibility to infection with glycosylation dependent enveloped viruses like influenza and HIV-1, but not to non-enveloped viruses like adenoviruses, polioviruses, or glycosylation independent enveloped viruses like vaccinia viruses. So now MOGS happen to be the gene that produces an enzyme involved in the glycosylation process. If MOGS were disrupted, there may be an opportunity to hinder the construction of the shell for the new HIV virus and therefore curtail the infection. Scientists are using a tool called CRISPR to make precise changes to the MOGS gene in certain immune cells that carry the HIV-1 protein. And in order to restrict the editing of the MOGS gene to just the HIV-infected cells, they have employed the strategy that triggers activation of CRISPR-MOGS and the expression of its Cas9 endonuclease by the HIV transcription transactivator, TAT. And if you recollect, guys, I made a video on TAT just the last week, so you can go back and have a look at TAT. I had the structure of TAT and the hook that goes into it. So check that out. But by editing the MOGS gene in the infected cells, scientists can cause the cells to produce virus particles that can't infect other cells. This happens when the cells are treated with agents that reverse latency or wake up the virus from a dormant state, so that this can be a part of the shock and kill strategy. This is because when MOGS is suppressed, the viral shell cannot be created properly and it inhibits the ability of the virus to infect new cells. And the CRISPR tool is activated by the virus itself when it tries to rebound or increase in number. This limits the production of infectious virus particles. This, I think, is an elegant method to control HIV. Scientists are using CRISPR to edit both the MOGS gene and the HIV-1 DNA in immune cells from people with HIV-1. This combined treatment has a cooperative effect, meaning it works better than either treatment alone at stopping the production of infectious virus particles. This is possibly the combination of EBT 101 and MOGS that we are talking about here. The CRISPR tool seems to be very precise, so it doesn't seem to cause unwanted changes to other genes or harm the cells in other parts of the body. The scientists' finding could lead to a new strategy for treating HIV-1. This strategy would aim to reduce the spread of HIV virus after patients stop taking ART, which is the current standard of treatment, and ultimately eliminate the virus. As per Kamel Khalili, the creator of EBT 101, a combination of EBT 101 and MOGS could be very potent in battling HIV. And friends, if you were to go for overkill, then over and above that, if CCR5 was suppressed in target cells, then in the narrow window of 1 week that we spoke about in our last video, if this therapy was EBT 101 was unleashed onto the patient along with MOGS suppression, then you can imagine that there is a potential sterilizing cure right out there. So it's very, very optimistic. Now, the things that I'm looking for is to find out whether they've already done this on any non-human primates or in a mouse model. So I'm still reading up, but you guys are always eager to hear about the latest. So I thought I'll get you the latest, at least in a form where you can find it useful. It's one piece of information, of course, at a high level, but in the coming months, we'll drill down into it as I get better understanding. And I'll also reach out to Excision and see if someone from their company can come in and give us dumbed down version so that ordinary people like us can understand what exactly is happening. And I know that we are not going to make a therapy or something out of it, but I understand that as people who are suffering from HIV, you guys are very keen to know what is the state of play and how soon you can expect a sterilizing cure. And that's the information I'm trying to get across to you. And this is an incremental installment of information in that direction. Well, friends, that brings me to an end of the video. But before I leave, I would like to make a request of you once again. We need around 100 members or 100 Patreons to keep the HIV content going. It's a lot of intensive work, learning up all these things and creating it in 2 languages. And your support is much appreciated. I would like to thank all our Patreons and all our members for supporting this channel. But we are still very low in number, and we have a long way to go before we hit 100 members or 100 Patreons. And we are already very close to the end of the year. So please don't leave me hanging. Please help the channel. Please press the join button right now and become a member of our channel here. Or you'll find the links in the description for our Patreon page. Please go to Patreon and become a Patreon of Shatrek and help us bring more HIV content to you going forward. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.